The issue with this one was it was already installed when we got it. And then they were told they didn't need engineering. And then after they installed, they were told they not only needed engineering, but needed FM global loads with it. And so what they had installed is kind of confusing because it doesn't really show very well in the shop drawings, but they had horizontal 18 gauge Z girts running every 2 feet attaching to main structure. And then they had hat channels, which were 20 gauge running vertically, but the middle ones didn't go all the way. They only went towards the middle section. And attaching into those, they actually had this 18 gauge flat full form plate that our panels attached into the plate, which the plate attached into those hat channels, which attached into the Z girts. And they're using number 8 screws for almost everything. So we didn't really get much of what they had to work, unfortunately. And with the FM global loads, it was just a disaster. Ended up having to more than double the amount of Z girts. And then with the hat channels, I gave them an option to either thicken them up or add more. And these center ones had to run full length, and I had to have them attach the panel into the hat channels because the flat plates weren't doing anything for strength. And so it was so many changes. They were freaking out about, oh, this is going to be an expensive fix. So what we ended up doing was we wrote them a letter explaining why all these changes were needed. And they sent that to the design team, and they were actually able to get reimbursed for all the changes of ripping it out and reinstalling it to our what we required. And then we also had a discussion with them after the fact, kind of going over what we, in the future, some traps they could fall into and what we would want them to have on one of these projects. Instead of attaching to these flat plates, you need to have something that can actually take the loads, bigger screws than number 8 screws as well. So we kind of just had a more of a teaching session with them after the fact to help them maybe not fall into the same issues in the future.
Excellent. Other comments?
So you were able to facilitate a contractor getting a funded add onto their contract to have them do it in a right way.
Yes.
Awesome.
As much of a disaster everything was, they ended up being very happy with it.
That's great, Kevin.
You've had multiple FM global projects, haven't you?
Yes, this was the first one with panels, but I had one with a curtain.
All right, I'm gonna get with you on that because I just recently found out on LinkedIn that one of my friends works for FM Global for the last 6 years. I'm gonna see if he can try to get a lessons learned for us or a presentation on that for
It's
us.
coming up.
Oh, we have one coming up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Yeah. But I'd
Hey,
like to know
Kevin,
who
can
your
you
president is.
explain for those of us that are unfamiliar with FM global loads? Can you explain real quick, like briefly, what are those, real quick?
Yeah, so I believe it's for insurance purposes, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. And essentially, you have to use LRFD loads, and then you have to take a safety factor of 2 on them. So it essentially doubles the load.
Wow.
You need to use
Okay.
LRFD on the capacity side too, or?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
I think you have to.
There's some clarifications that they've now come out with in the FM Global design, one design memorandum 128. So it just came out in 2023, and FM Global is going to talk to us a little bit about that coming up in a meeting. I think it's
Excellent. Nice job, Kevin. Who's next?